could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars.
That was awesome!
Did you get them all out of your hair?
I still have waves on my hair. I had a bunch on my hair. Now I still have a bunch.
That was like the best leaf pile ever, huh?
Yes! Look at it. That's so big of a mess.
Welcome to the first week of the Nothing Left Behind November challenge. Christi over at Growing a Green Thumb created a challenge called Nothing Left Behind November. She is planning to preserve something every day. She already has some of her videos up if you want to see what she is accomplishing. When she asked if I wanted to join her, I felt it was the perfect timing because I had just finished an appointment with my doctor, and a goal we set was for me to buckle down and really start meal prepping so that I have easy, grab-and-go options that are healthy. I've been slacking a bit and experiencing new health issues that I'll chat about a little bit later. So my take on the challenge will be doing a little every day that will help my future self. Week 1 for me is all about prepping a single item that will make putting meals together throughout the week easier. I'll be using items that have been sitting in my pantry for a while or produce that I don't want to go bad. So I cut any bad parts off of this butternut squash and then put it in my dish and microwaved it for about 6 minutes, but I most definitely should have microwaved it longer. I was trying to make it easier on my hands. I made a butternut squash soup last fall and my son absolutely loved it. So I'm going to try to recreate that. The way I cook is I just make stuff and I don't really pay attention. I mean, I pay attention to what I do, but I don't always remember what I did. And then my kids really like something, and then I go to try to recreate it, and I can't remember what all I put in it. So I'm trying to be more intentional about that. I'm hoping to eventually just have my own little cookbook that I can reference with all the recipes that my family's really liked. And I went and bought all of this a couple days ago. A bunch of potatoes and squash and everything. And I'm notorious for getting the energy to do something, and then next thing I know, I've got no energy. And by the time I get around to making something out of it, it may have gone bad. Here we are. I'm going to do little steps at a time. And right now that is just prepping single ingredients this week. So I'm not actually going to make the soup this week. That'll happen, I haven't decided, week 2 or 3. But whenever I do go to make it, I will have all the ingredients ready and I can throw them in my Instant Pot and go for it. And I actually asked if you can eat the skin on a butternut squash, and she said yes, once it is roasted. So I definitely should have. I am actually. I'm going to microwave this some more to get it softer. Otherwise, I'm going to hurt really bad tomorrow. So let me microwave this. Oh no. You can eat the seeds raw or cooked. I've got to be the messiest cook ever too. Okay, so I'm going to just put this back in the microwave for a little bit. That was another 3 minutes.
Maybe the birds will sing about your heart. Maybe the trees will whisper the word. Maybe the sun will...
One of my boys especially really likes this stuff. If I just cook up some sweet potatoes, he'll just grab pieces and eat it. Different squashes. Two of my kids went to a pumpkin patch and they picked out a sugar pie pumpkin. And they both came home saying that we could make something with it. My youngest wants to make pumpkin chili. I'm not sure what my other kiddo wants to make with his yet.
What if the world had more?
So I'm glad that I am getting little bits done here and there so that when I'm ready for soup I can pull it out, throw it in the Instant Pot and get it going. My goal is to be meal prepping so that I have nutritious food to grab, because that's just what I do. I grab whatever is easy. And lately, since my kids started back to public school, my 3 younger ones, that something easy is typically some form of wheat, whether it be bread or tortillas. And he tested me for celiac. I think it was a celiac blood panel or something, but my body is producing antibodies to gliadin, which is the main protein in wheat. Since I haven't had a biopsy done, he said I'm basically 1 step below celiac. So whether I'm celiac or not, my body does not like wheat, and it affects me as far as my balance and my joints, my stomach, all sorts of things. I get super tired and I gain weight, and it's just not good for me at all. I tease that the only time wheat is good to me is when it's on my taste buds, and as soon as it gets past that point, it becomes super bad for me. It becomes my enemy. So I'm thankful that Christi announced this challenge when she did. It was perfect timing. I don't know about you, but I work well with a good challenge. I've just been tired and haven't committed to any in a while. My latest health update is that I'm on a heart monitor for the next 2 weeks. My husband got a Garmin watch for me, and I had noticed that my pulse had been going well above 100 after not really doing much of anything. So I brought it up with my support specialist from doing the 12-day McDougall program. I get to see her once a month now for the next year. Well, a year since I ended the program, but anyway, she recommended that I talk to my doctor and probably see a cardiologist. And so I'm at the point where I talked to my doctor, he referred me, and I have now went to the cardiologist for the first time, got my heart monitor put on, and so far I wouldn't say I've had any major events to click the button. I think I've clicked it 5 times. I've had it on 2 days, I think. But I haven't really done much the last 2 days, honestly. Yep, so I'll do that, send it in, and then I'll get an echocardiogram and then see him, go over results. He assured me that he wasn't diagnosing me with anything. He was just putting it out there that since I have rheumatoid arthritis, it affects the connective tissues, and the heart is a connective tissue. So he said it could be affecting my heart. I'm just praying for the best. We'll see. When he listened to my heart during the appointment, he listened to it and then stopped doing. He said, "Yes, your heart is very up and down." Which, when he had the stethoscope on my chest, my heart, like, I felt it thump pretty hard against his stethoscope, which was interesting. So I could feel it change in the way it was beating. And also noticed, because of my watch, my SpO2, which I think is your oxygen while you're sleeping, I have noticed it dipping down to like 77, and I don't think that's a very good thing. I just don't know. The watches, they're fairly accurate. I just don't know how accurate, but I will bring it up with my doctor. And then I have about 4 times where it shows while I was sleeping my pulse dipped to 32, which is not good. So we'll see what the heart monitor that I'm wearing says, because it will definitely be more accurate. I'm just putting this butternut squash in these containers that I bought. I tried to avoid plastic for the longest time, but it became a hurdle for me to like meal prep and things like that, because I just didn't have the finances to go and buy a bunch of glass containers. So I finally just identified the hurdle and decided that I am going to use the plastic for now, and then just as I can add to my glass collection and go from there. These ones hold 4 cups, and these are 2 cups, and then these are 1 cup. 18 cups.
Mom, can I get...
I'm gonna go put these in the freezer so that they're ready for me. My next single item food prep is going to be these sweet potatoes. I've been kind of wanting for breakfast or lunch a sweet potato cut up with some banana slices and like a blueberry type syrup, you know, like on the stove. Just put some frozen blueberries in and just heat it up, maybe with a tiny bit of sugar, and put that over it. That just has been sounding really good to me. And I made it for my husband before, and I know he liked it, so I'm just going to cook these up and have them ready to go if we want to do that. I'm going to put them in my Instant Pot. There's like just over 1/2 inch of water in it, maybe. Like, I don't know, just some water. I know to use your Instant Pot, I think you have to have at least 1/2 cup of liquid for it to actually work and not ruin your Instant Pot. But I want to show you this Norix rag. Absolutely love this for washing my produce because it just really scrubs, like especially potatoes, really scrubs them really good. And yeah, I actually bought this from my sister. She sells Norix, so if I can get her permission, I will put her link in the description if you are interested. It's one of my favorite ways to wash vegetables for sure though. I cooked my sweet potatoes for about 8 minutes on high pressure. And they did sit for just a little bit before I turned it off and let the steam out. But I think if you just shut it off right away, I think it'd be fine. They aren't super soft in the middle, but I'll be reheating them anyway. So I'm going to put them in my dish. I think I probably should have went about 12 minutes. I don't know though. I don't know, 8 to 12 minutes. I think it's pretty close. I'm gonna let these cool completely before I get them put in the fridge. And I'll cut them in half also. Now, since I have this water and I have time, I'm going to cook my acorn squash. This actually isn't too difficult to cut. Cool. Scrape out the seeds. Brandy, did you wash a really funny looking knife thing?
What if the wind could spread your
That
love?
looks like a paddle.
What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no wars.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cook these in the Instant Pot. And I seriously have no idea what else I'm going to do with it other than cook it. Like, I don't know how we're going to eat it yet. Okay, so that's definitely 1/2 cup of water. I think I'll do 12 minutes.
Maybe the birds.
Do I do things the right way? Nope, probably not. I just do them the easy way. And I just learn as I go. Okay, I'll let this keep cooling. Today's item is going to be this golden quinoa. So I'm going through my pantry and finding all the items that I have bought, and then they just sit in the pantry and I don't make them because it's out of the norm for me to make quinoa. So today's mission is to prove to myself just how easy this is. So I have Tiny Hero Golden Quinoa. I have not tried this before, this particular brand. I don't remember if I got it off of Vitacost or Misfit Market. But anyway, it is 4 servings, and a serving is 1/4 cup, so that means there's about a cup in here. Looked up on InstantPot.com because I do most of my cooking in the Instant Pot. And it said for 1 cup of quinoa to use 1.25 cups of liquid. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to rinse this quinoa. If you don't rinse it, it can taste like soap, which is not fun. So let's rinse this.
We'll sing about your heart. Maybe the trees.
Let's hope it doesn't escape through all those holes. I really love this bowl for rinsing my rice and everything. And sometimes things get through, but let's give it a shot.
We'll whisper the word. Maybe the sun will.
So some escaped, but not hardly any. Not bad. I really don't want it to taste like soap. So, not much. Definitely worth using the bowl. Makes it so easy. Okay, let's put our quinoa in the bowl. No quinoa left behind, guys. That is such a tiny amount of quinoa. This definitely won't be a big batch prep for my family, but maybe something for myself and my daughter. 1 1/4 cups of water. Okay, and then it says to put it on high pressure for 1 minute. Okay. Oh my gosh. You're probably gonna laugh at me, but I have to say it. This is absolutely disgusting to me. Do you have anything that just gives you the heebie-jeebies? Like, okay, Swiss cheese is the main thing for me. But this, oh, this is, I gotta stir this. Oh, let me know in the comments if there's something that just gives you that feeling. Like you just can't stand it. Anyways, okay. So seriously, this is not that hard, Heather. Why are you making these excuses about eating this way? So from start to finish, put in the Instant Pot, clicked manual, pressure was high for 1 minute. And of course it's got to come to pressure and then it has to let the pressure out. And start to finish, it was 12 minutes. 12 minutes, okay. And look, it's cooked. It's not, I don't have a pan that's gonna be super hard to clean up. It's gonna come off so easy. After you give it a stir, it doesn't have that heebie-jeebie kind of look, so we're good. Okay, I'm going to dish this into some containers. I fill my 1 cup containers. For some people, that smushy sound is something that they can't stand. Doesn't bother me too bad as long as it's not like an extended amount of time that I'm hearing it for. I think I can get 3 containers here. If I have another one. Okay, seriously. I have no excuse now not to be cooking quinoa. That was so, so easy. And I filled 3 1-cup containers with that little bitty pouch. There was a cup of quinoa inside of here. Got 3 1-cup containers, not totally full, but pretty close. I'll let my bananas freeze overnight, and then I'm just gonna add them to my baggie. The reason I like to do this is because if you just put them in the baggie, they tend to just really stick together. I cooked the acorn squash on high for 12 minutes, and then it set on the keep warm function for 23 minutes, and so it's definitely done. I will just put it in my dish to cool off, and then I will probably scoop it out of the skin to be used in soup or something.
Your joy to the ones who lost their hope.
When I asked if you could eat the skin off an acorn squash, the answer read, said technically you can. So I took that as like, technically you can, but it may not be that desirable. So I'm gonna try to not get any skin in here. Super soft. There's definitely some skin in there. This brings back memories of me doing this last year. See how easy that skin comes off after cooking, after basically steaming it. 100% could be baby food. Our next 1 item prep that I'm going to do is these lentils. I have quite a few lentils actually in my pantry, but I'm one of those things I'm not familiar with cooking them too much. I usually throw them into chili, but just cooking them and using them for much of anything else I'm not really comfortable with yet. So I'm going to show myself how easy this is to do by cooking them in the Instant Pot and having them on hand ready to go. I got my lentils rinsed, and then I had to take a brief intermission and take my daughter's lunch up to her. She forgot it in the van. I rinsed 5 cups of lentils. The whole bag was 5 cups, and when I open something, I just like to use it, so I'm gonna try cooking all 5 cups and see how that turns out. So I've got 5 cups of lentils. I'm gonna do 10 cups of just water. One part lentil to 2 parts of water. And since this is just a single item prep, I'm not gonna put any diced onion or anything in it, but I am gonna put some garlic powder, some onion powder, and then I'm gonna put some of this seasoning in there only because I haven't really found that I like it very much. So, use up what's in my pantry. I'll just add this to here. I think one of the main things I'm gonna do with these lentils is turn it into a meatloaf. I guess technically that would be a lentil loaf. And turn it into a lentil loaf, and then because going through my pantry I found some crackers that we're not eating. They're actually really not very good. They're a whole wheat cracker and they just are not good. And since I'm trying not to eat wheat, I will make it, and hopefully my husband will enjoy it and he can take it for his lunches. I got those lentils in, and I just want to take a minute and talk about the fact that I had to take my daughter her lunch. So, being plant-based, and we are also kosher, and so my kids can't eat any of the school lunches. And let's be honest, the school lunches need work as far as health goes anyway. But there are people out there that are trying to make things better for our kids and push plant-based foods into the schools, to give options for our kiddos. And one of the things that I read to my children and had them decide if they wanted to sign and send it in, I think it was to our senator. It's the Healthy Future Students in Earth Pilot Program, I think is what it's called. But it is to help schools get grants to put that type of food into the schools. It's been a little bit since we submitted that in. But if you go to PCRM, you can find all sorts of information, and I get alerts from them on different bills that they're pushing. A lot of them are to help with animals, animal cruelty, and shutting down labs and things that are harmful to animals. But I take a minute and I read them to my kids, and I give them the choice on whether they want to fill in their names and send that in also, because I want my kids to know that they have, their voice matters and they have a part in all of this. I got a total of 10 cups to get in my freezer. I'm actually going to put this 2-cup container in my refrigerator. So I'll have 8 cups of lentils in the freezer. The next single item food prep that I'm going to do are these crackers. I know they're wheat. I think they're wheat thins. And then, seriously, that's sitting in my cabinet. And then these Wassa crackers. I'm going to use them in a meatloaf for my husband, a lentil loaf. And I think that'll be a good way to use them. We'll see.
You fill my head with roses. I can't help but dream away, standing on a field with you and flowers everywhere.
No food left behind, guys. Even your tiny little bag of broken crackers. Let's use them up, as long as they're not stale. Let's get all that food used up so we don't have any waste.
Is that there should be, there is no one